What's up, everybody? It's Nate again, and today I wanted to talk about the newly released Majora's Mask 3DS XL. Sorry, the new 3DS XL, and the Majora's Mask 3D Limited Edition box set. These both came out yesterday, and were pretty tough to come by. They went up for pre-order a couple times at various retailers, and sold out within minutes. A lot of times oversold, and a lot of people ended up getting their pre-orders canceled, especially from Best Buy. I think they were the most notorious for cancellations, but luckily I was able to snag both of these, and I'm really glad I was, because I think they're scalped pretty high on eBay at this point. But anyways, I just wanted to kind of show you guys what's new about the new 3DS, and just kind of a little more detail on the figure inside here, as well as talk about my history with Majora's Mask. So here's the box that the system comes in, and if you're familiar with the 3DS XL, you'll notice that this box is way more compact than previous models, and that's likely due to the lack of an AC adapter, which is nothing new for Nintendo to not pack an AC adapter with their systems, but it's new for America. In Europe and Japan, they haven't had adapters since, I want to say, the DS. There was a lot of vitriol online about them leaving out the adapter, and to a degree I understand, but at the same time, like, they're super cheap. You can get them on Amazon for like $10, or you can even get a USB like dongle for it for like $2. So it's not like you have a lack of options. And most people probably already have one from their previous 3DS, but really like the new model a lot. Here's the system itself. It's super shiny, which at first I was a little worried about, because I tend to like my devices a little more matte, just because they don't show fingerprints. But the gold coloring on this kind of mutes the fingerprints enough to where that's not too obvious. But really love the artwork on it. I kind of wish that it was purple, though. I don't feel like the gold does justice to Majora's Mask very much. So if it was like a shiny purple, or like even a black on black, I think that would look pretty awesome. But either way, it's really nice. I'm a fan. The new features, obviously, are an improved 3D function. It has a camera that will track your eyes, so you can move your head around and move the system around. You don't lose the 3D effect, which was pretty commonplace on the original 3DS. I was always a big fan of the 3D. I usually play with it like cranked to the max for the most part. And I got used to it, just kind of sitting still. Every now and then you'd lose the effect, but for the most part it was pretty good, at least in my experience. But I think maybe I was a little more tolerant of it than some people might be. But with the new 3D functions, way better, and you can move around a lot, and it doesn't break as often. I'm a big fan of it, actually. It looks great. They also added a little C-stick nub here, much like the old Lenovo ThinkPads, I guess. Kind of moves a little bit, but not like an analog stick. It just kind of like rotates under your finger. Then it's got the colored face button letters here, and on the back it has a couple new buttons for ZL and ZR. And yeah, not much else to say. Well, my biggest gripe, honestly, is the placement of the stylus. They moved the stylus, the power button, and the card reader all the way to the bottom of the system, which for the most part is fine, but the stylus, I think, was better suited on the right side. But I can see where maybe that's not fair to left-handed people. I don't know. But every model of the DS that I've had has moved the stylus to a different position somewhere on the system, and I was getting used to it being on the side. That's my favorite spot for it, just like right here, so I can pull it out, play, and put it right back in. But I'll get used to it on the bottom, I'm sure. It's not a detriment, but definitely not my preferred location for it. But this is the next thing I wanted to talk about. This is the limited edition for Majora's Mask 3D. This came with a Skull Kid statue figurine and the game. The European version of the Majora's Mask came with a pewter pin, a steelbook case, and a poster. which is pretty awesome. I wish we got the steelbook case. The pin we're getting, if you pre-order Codename Steam from GameStop, you'll get this little pewter Majora's Mask pin, which is really nice looking. Apparently it's like really heavy and nicely made, so luckily I pre-ordered that, so I'm looking forward to getting that pin as well. But anyway, I will just show the box off real quick. Not much to show, really. I love the window on the front with the Majora's Mask cut out, and you can see the Skull Kid inside. But go ahead and pull that out. The Skull Kid figure here. It's a really nice little figure for like a $10 inclusion for the collector's edition. Excuse me. It has some really nice paintwork, just in the shading of his tunic and his clothes. Even on his hat, you can see like some subtle shading. Not quite as nice as the first 4 figures Skull Kid statue, but this is also a $10 figure instead of a $100 statue. But it's really nice. I don't have any Skull Kid merchandise, as much as I would love to have that statue, but right now it's astronomically expensive for what it is, so probably will never own that. But this is a good replacement. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Skull Kid's like model. He's really unique and super awesome, so stoked to have that. But as far as my experience with Majora's Mask goes, I played it in 2000 when it first came out, and I liked it at the time a lot, but I never had the desire to go back to it for whatever reason, and I don't know why, because I love the game. Just it's hard for me to get back into N64 games. I think I don't think they've aged very well, for the most part anyway. But I was really happy that they announced a remake for Majora's Mask, because I've been looking for a reason to get back into it, and this was a perfect reason, because like I said, I'm a huge fan of the 3DS, and obviously a huge fan of Zelda, so I wanted to give it another shot. I did finish it back in the day, but like I said, I don't really remember anything other than the main mechanics. Most of the little side missions I forgot about for the most part, so I'm looking forward to reliving that and getting back into it. But I guess actually I do have this little counter display. I actually traded my local GameStop manager a Rosalina amiibo for this and a copy of Valkyria Chronicles on the PS3. He needed a Rosalina, and I asked him if I could have this when I walked in the store, and he was like, "Nah, I'm taking that home when we get rid of it." And I was like, "Yeah, you wish." So I made him an offer he couldn't refuse, and I happen to have an extra Rosalina, so now I have this, and couldn't be happier about it because it's awesome. I love these counter displays. I've got a couple more, but didn't have any Zelda ones, so it's really nice to have. But anyways, guys, that is Majora's Mask new 3DS XL, as well as the Majora's Mask 3D Limited Edition. If you guys picked up these as well, I'd like to hear your thoughts of the system and the game. If it's your first time playing the game, I'd be even more interested in hearing what you have to say. If you've gotten any distance into the game at all so far, I'd like to hear your thoughts on it. But anyways, I'd like to thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.